All right, let's just jump right into it. Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a brilliantly true-to-life workplace story from Ehaas Stories. We are going to look at the exact anatomy of a professional crisis. You know, one of those massive errors where the clock is literally ticking. Because, as we're going to see, how you respond to a failure is often way more defining than the actual failure itself.
So, I want you to ask yourself, what do you actually do when you make a massive mistake at work? We've all felt it, right? That sudden stomach-dropping sensation right after you hit send. Well, let's map out exactly what that high-stakes pressure looks like and look at a really brilliantly structured way to handle it.
Meet Sara. She's 31, and she's a meticulous project coordinator at a modern South Asian architecture firm. Now, this is a role where details absolutely matter. And Sara, she was exceptionally reliable. Well, up until one very specific Thursday afternoon.
Okay, so here's how things unraveled, and it happened fast. After 6 weeks of coordinating a major client presentation, Sara clicks send at 4:47 p.m. But then, at 5:12 p.m., her phone rings. It's the senior architect, and she bluntly informs Sara that the file she just sent contained old cost estimates. The client had just received numbers that were 18 months out of date. We're talking off by nearly 40%.
As the office started emptying out around her, Sara just sat there, completely still, because she really only had two choices. She could blame an unprovable technical glitch, an email bug, a clean, victimless excuse. Or she could admit the truth, that she was moving too fast, grabbed the wrong file, and it was entirely her mistake.
Now this moment is the absolute hinge of the entire story. Sara didn't panic, and she didn't instantly react to protect herself. She sat with both of those choices for exactly 4 minutes. And then she reached for the phone.
She called Sara, the senior architect, and there was absolutely no lying, no over-explaining, no defensive posturing at all. She just stated the facts. She said, "It was my mistake. I grabbed the wrong file. I am so sorry." And after a really tense, silent pause, Sara simply asked how quickly it could be fixed.
Sara pivoted immediately from admission straight to the solution. "I can have it ready in 40 minutes, she said. And she just worked furiously. She made a calm, secondary call to the client's assistant to promise a corrected version, and by 6:23 p.m., the fix was sent. But you know what? The most important work was actually about to happen the following day. So, it's early the next morning. The office is completely empty, bathed in that cool blue light before the workday actually begins. And Sara hasn't come in early to hide or to plan some elaborate apology tour. Not at all. Instead, she's spending her time preparing. Because she understands that accountability isn't just saying sorry, it's a structured process.
She brought with her a single printed page. There were no excuses on it, just a highly structured summary. Step 1, the error itself. Step 2, exactly how it occurred. Step 3, the immediate correction she made. And Step 4, the system she was putting in place to prevent it from ever happening again. She calmly placed it on her manager Dawood's desk, made herself a mug of tea, and she waited.
At 9:15 a.m., the wait is finally over. Dawood, who's this very measured, fair manager, calls her into his glass-walled office. Sara sits across from him as he unhurriedly reads through that one-page summary. He asks her 2 direct questions, which she answers just as directly. And then, Dawood puts the paper down.
He looked right at her and said, "Most people would have found a way to make this about the email system." See, Dawood knew the temptation of the easy excuse. But what impressed him wasn't the mistake, obviously. It was the stark, undeniable accountability of her response.
And then comes the twist. Instead of a reprimand or a firing, Dawood said, "I'm putting you on the Henderson account." Guys, that was the firm's largest active project. Sara was effectively being promoted in the direct aftermath of a massive 40% data error.
Dawood explained his reasoning. He said, "I need someone I can trust to flag problems before I find out about them from someone else." He wasn't rewarding the mistake, right? He was rewarding the integrity. As Sara walked out of that office, her hands were slightly shaking. But not from fear. They were shaking from something else entirely. Fast forward 6 months later, and Sara's professional life had completely transformed. She was in there confidently, leading team discussions on the Henderson account, literally managing a project 3 times the size of anything she had ever handled before. Naturally, a rapid ascent like that, it doesn't go unnoticed. A veteran colleague actually pulled her aside and asked the question everyone was wondering, how did you get the Henderson account? Like, what did you do to land it? They fully expected a story about networking or some brilliant corporate maneuvering.
Sara pauses. She thinks back to that Thursday at 5:12 p.m., to the ticking clock, to those 4 silent minutes, and to those 2 choices. And she gives her colleague the simple, brutally honest answer, I made a mistake, and I didn't hide it. Her colleague just looks at her, thoroughly confused by an answer that just does not fit the standard corporate playbook. Sara just smiles quietly and goes right back to work.
You know, there is an alternate timeline where Sara chose the easy story and blamed the glitch. But the choice she made in those 4 isolated minutes, it was quiet, it was unglamorous, and in the moment, it felt really costly. Yet it opened a massive professional door that she hadn't even known existed.
Which brings us to the core thesis of this entire explainer, the big lesson we can all take into our own offices tomorrow. Accountability is not punishment. It is the price of becoming someone people trust.
So the next time that phone rings and your heart drops right into your stomach because you realize you've just made a massive mistake, you will have your own 4 minutes. You'll have 2 choices. Will you blame the system, or will you pay the price to become someone people trust?